Hello, everybody. This is Mandy at Laugh and Grackle. We're going to be having our vampires tonight, so let's find out what they got to say.
10 of Knives upright. There's going to be a upheaval that causes changes in our lives. It's going to feel like a tower moment because at the end of something that going to start off something that is liberating. Sacrifice is going to happen, but what is going to be the sacrifice is still to be seen. The Hermit reverse. We either been cut off or are cutting ourselves off from others for too long and need connection. We, ourselves, or others are being too rigid, bitter, and alienating others by being a narcissist. The Devil reversed. We are indulging in our vices as well as being drunk on power and feeling demonized. This might make us feel fearful of our future. Influence card is the World reverse. This is what is the driving force in the situation. The aloneness is deafening. The fear of separation and homelessness kicks off depression and money woes.
The, the Ten of Knives is, we're going through something that's kind of tossing our tables, so to speak. And, it really feels like a tower moment. But, it's there for a reason. And, this is about changing our lives. Whenever we've got this kind of situation going on, it's okay. What makes this different than the tower is that the tower ends something in order to start something. Okay, and that is freeing for us. This is sacrificing something to be able to use that the sacrifice is going to happen, but we're not sure on exactly what's going to be sacrificed. And sometimes it can be ourselves. Let's be real with it. So, it's figuring that out. The Hermit. And this is that we have really cut ourselves off from basically everything. And, this is letting us know that we've been gone too long. We need to get back into the groove and, this also might be telling us that we need to look into, our habits. Because either we're being too rigid, too bitter, or too alienating from others. And we're kind of acting like a narcissist. So we need to sit there and, look at that and go, okay, why am I doing this? Why am I acting like an asshole? So, we got to kind of look at that and figure out what we can do to change that. The Devil. We're getting too much into the things that we really can overdo. Alcohol, drugs, sex. Basically, insert any vice here. That's what you need to be looking at. And that this is also could be that we're kind of getting too far off into the power that we've got a hold of, and we need to kind of, whoa, okay, this needs to be done. And whenever we're often running with those, and we really start paying attention to the patterns, we start getting fearful. Can I stop this? Can I sit there and be able to do X, Y, and Z in the future if I did this? It's that kind of stuff that we have to kind of look at. Now, we have an influence card. This is the world. And this is kind of what's driving this situation. And because of the devil doing what that does, it kind of pushes everybody away from us. And if we're in that kind of situation, the aloneness is kicking off our fear of separation and homelessness. And this is also dealing with depression. And if we're so far off into our vices, we're overindulging in it, which means, usually it means that we're spending money on stuff that we're not supposed to be spending it on. And, we have to look at that and go, oh, yeah, maybe I need to start cutting this back a little bit. Because the things in the devil charges up this situation. If you got that driving you, they're always looking for the next fix instead of your future. So we have to kind of look at that. Well, we are going to be having our wild moon and earth and bone tomorrow. So come on back and see me. Do the like and shares. And I'll see you guys then.